We're acknowledging two things today. One, that something as terrible has happened in our country and in our city. A decision was made that abortion could be open and available to anyone who wanted to pay the price, very severe price. And so the 60 million lost, and in our city, on Columbus Avenue, on Ross Avenue, on Highway 6, over 20,000 babies have died. So we're a wounded city. I mean, we've got a seething wound. And so we remember that, but on a positive side, we have not had the shedding of innocent blood at Planned Parenthood for 6 months. And we thank the Lord for that, and we will continue to work for that day when there will be an actual healthcare center at 700 West Highway 6. So, why are we here? Well, I want to inspire and to motivate. I think we've got some inspiring messages for you, but then we need to be doers of the word. And so many of you are involved in different ways. I ask everyone to think about elevating in the future. Yeah, Pastor Ronnie, you got to do more. But when the time comes, the opportunity comes. He's been on a sabbatical for 6 months. He should be tanned and rested. He hasn't been going out to Planned Parenthood to counsel for abortion. So, and I think Pastor Watley made it very clear that as we talk about abortions, those that have happened, to men, women, fathers, and mothers involved in those abortions, we encourage forgiveness, reconciliation. Paul had a pretty bad start to things, and the Lord found a way to use him pretty mightily. And so we have pastors here. Sometimes someone gets touched. They've had something inside for a long time. Either your pastor or pastors here, I know, would love the opportunity to visit with you about your experience. I tried to think of some great words, and I just struck out. And so I thought about Mother Teresa speaking in February of 1994 at the National Prayer Breakfast with Hillary Clinton at her side, next to him, the president, and Vice President Gore. And the words are great, but one thing that inspires me about that is she didn't pull her punches. When you have the opportunity, and we do it, I do it. I know sometimes I have an opportunity and I kind of let it pass and didn't get the most out of it. And so I thought I'd just read a couple minutes of the words that she spoke on that day. As soon as Jesus came into Mary's life, immediately she went in haste to give that good news. And as she came into the house of her cousin Elizabeth, Scripture tells us that the unborn child, the child in the womb of Elizabeth, leapt with joy. While still in the womb of Mary, Jesus brought peace and love to John the Baptist, who leapt for joy. An unborn child was the first one to proclaim the coming of Christ. I feel that the greatest destroyer of peace today is abortion, because Jesus said, if you receive a little child, you receive me. Every abortion is a denial and a neglect of receiving Jesus. It is really a war on the child, a direct killing of an innocent child. And if we accept that a mother can kill even her own child, how can we tell other people not to kill one another? Jesus gave even his life to love us. So the mother who is thinking about abortion should be helped to love. That is, to give up or change her plans, give up her free time, to respect the life of the child within her. For the child is the greatest gift of God to a family because they have been created to love and to be loved. Any country that accepts abortion is not teaching its people to love one another, but to use any violence to get what they want. This is why the greatest destroyer of love and peace is abortion. So we continue on. And we don't live in New York. We don't live in Atlanta. We live in Waco, Texas. I'm a local person. Wasn't always local here. But, let's sprout where we're planted. We're planted here. This is our battle. We have no choice. Kind of be nice to be in Abilene. You wouldn't have to think about this so much. But we don't live in Abilene. And we have to think about it. So I want your neighbors, if they to think about it as well. There are free yard signs available today. Maybe you have a neighbor who might take one as well. I want these billboards out across this city, and they're a proclamation that this city cares.